Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I had to think about it. It's Tuesday. Yesterday was Memorial Day in America. We had the day off. Most people had the day off unless you were working retail or theme parks, and you probably had to work today. We had off. I am wheezing. I got some type of con crud happening. I think probably from not using enough like hand sanitizer and stuff and being around everybody for the last few days at MegaCon. So we got that going on. This is the way the weather's gonna look all week. Woo!
Me out of it.
You're stopped at a light.
No.
You are in it. See her arm? I feel like poop. We're gonna go eat something at Ale House. By the way, yesterday we had hamburgers and hot dogs on Memorial Day, and the hot dogs that we had were the ones that you guys suggested for us to try. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but they were good. Oh, we had spinach dip. It's gone now. You guys can share these crumbs though. Don't fight over them.
An ant trying to carry them.
Mary thinks these are big crumbs.
Very big crumbs.
But for a big guy, they're pretty small.
But for an ant, that's huge. How big are your ants?
Meals for days. That's what we're doing here. Ant meals. Mike Dick is looking a lot like Kenny Rogers these days. Whoop. I'm going to bed. I feel awful. It is the next day. It's Wednesday. I am still feeling awful, but Mary has me on the Dayquil stuff and she's looking after me, so there's that. And I honestly can't complain. There's people that have it far worse off than I do, so I'm able to sit here and talk to you guys. No better time than now than to edit another video. I think we still have some pieces left over from MegaCon last day, and a very quick trip over to Universal Studios, so you guys will probably see that before you end up seeing this. What can I tell you now? What can I tell you now that I have not shown you guys before? This is the pressure, I think, of feeling compelled to put out a video all the time. What I can talk about that's pretty exciting is that a lot of our Halloween Horror Nights friends, both the veterans and in open casting calls, have just recently taken place. So we're sitting here, we're filming this on May 31st, and we're only, you know, a good 3 months away, 3 and change, before Halloween Horror Nights starts. And it's, you know, it's pretty exciting. We're looking forward to Halloween Horror Nights like we always do every year, which, by the way, we had a video a couple of years ago, and I've talked about this in the video before, but we put up a Scare Zone video, like we normally walk through everything. This one particular video last year, as of today, it had hit like 645,000 views, and then that was last year. Now today, it's at 10.3 million views. So there is definitely an audience out there for Halloween Horror Nights. I'm glad, because we love Halloween Horror Nights. But this year, I think, you know, what we're trying to do is get to Halloween Horror Nights Orlando, and then get to a lot more places like we did last year. And maybe not be as Halloween Horror Nights centric. I know we're still going to have a lot heavy video rotation on Universal, but we're already trying to look and figure out, like, you know, we hit opening weekend for Universal for Horror Nights, and then try to get over to Tampa for Busch Gardens and get back to Screamageddon. I think that between the three, and I don't remember if we did a wrap up last year or not, but I would say, you know, Halloween Horror Nights is a staple. It's very slick. It's fun. We have a lot of friends there, so it's always a lot of fun. But Howl-O-Scream is really kind of non-slick. It's just scary, and it's fun. And the show there is not as polished as it is at Halloween Horror Nights, and, you know, all of that good stuff. But Howl-O-Scream we're looking forward to get back to, and Screamageddon, I thought last year, out of all of the places that we went to, hands down, it was the scariest place, and it was, without a doubt, the most fun that we had at any haunt last year, especially where we were able to wear the glow-in-the-dark necklaces that allowed the scare actors to come up and grab you. So, you know, we're very much looking forward to that. What I can say, at least for Halloween Horror Nights, there was a tweet from Phoenix, who is one of the heads of Academy of Villains, and we loved that show last year. But she tweeted out, and this was on May 19th, that she was reuniting with the Universal team today, as of that day on May 19th, and kind of then retweeted, you know, another thing from Horror Nights when Shining was being announced. Which, by the way, if you haven't been caught up to speed, Shining is coming to Halloween Horror Nights, which is it's fairly awesome. If you don't know what The Shining is or you haven't seen it before, it's on Netflix now, so you should check that out. And then on May 20th, her tweet was, "It was so dope connecting with the Orlando family today," which kind of leads a lot of speculation to believe that Academy of Villains will return this year with a new show to Halloween Horror Nights, which is going to be fantastic. I'd love to see more ground up Universal creative staff developed houses at Halloween Horror Nights rather than the IPs. I think sprinkling of the IPs is great, but more ground up stuff has me excited about going back, as well as I'm really excited to get some information about what the streets are going to be like this year. The streets are what really drives, I think, a lot of our enjoyment of going to Halloween Horror Nights. And I know folks have asked in our comments, and I've seen them tweet out also about like when would prices be available, etc. I think that historically pricing for Halloween Horror Nights has been released sometime in like the June time period, you know, for multi-date packages, etc., like the Frequent Fear and things like that. So I would anticipate that we'll probably see pricing come out over the next couple of weeks. Volcano Bay is done. Outside of hyping, you know, folks to go to Volcano Bay, now that it's open, the media onslaught can now shift gears and we can head into spooky season, which is incredible because we're talking like only halfway in the year and we're into spooky season. Less than a minute into editing this video, I'm already losing interest in editing this video. For those that do the YouTube thing, I think you feel the pain of getting into your stuff and needing to chop everything up. We have like 27 minutes of footage when we're starting, so we'll see how much we have when we end. In conjunction with that thought, like we're filming this and I feel like I'm rambling, and we're gonna stop the rambling soon, but we have nothing going on this weekend that we have planned. It's the first time in forever that I can think that we really have not much going on. It's raining. It's supposed to rain all week, like 90% chance of rain, and there's not much going on. Next weekend, Iron Maiden in Tampa. Very much looking forward to Iron Maiden and being able to catch up with some friends from around the world to check out the Maiden shows here. We've got a bunch of friends that are traveling all over the place, and we're only doing one stop, so we suck, but we do get to check in with everybody else. Alright, we edited the video. I think we said we started with 27 minutes, we ended up with 18 minutes, but it's up there. I thought the last thing I'd show you guys today before we say goodbye are the things that we picked up at MegaCon. And it wasn't a very big haul year for us. We showed you guys, we picked up fidget spinners. I never had a fidget spinner before. We got a couple of signed prints from Amanda Connor and Jimmy Palmiotti, some of my favorite folks that do the Harley Quinn comics. So we got a couple prints here. I'll show you them here. Here's one. Here is two. And this, I think, is Mary's favorite. It's number 3. So we got that. Jesse did get one of the actual paintings of Jar Jar. If you remember, we went and saw this display. It was just all Jar Jar paintings. She got that. I don't know where she put that, so I can't find it. We got this from our friend Benki. It's a print of Groot. Many faces of Groot. I like the way that Benki signed it also. I am Benki. Awesome, awesome stuff. And we picked up this guy, or I should say, I picked this up for Mary, not so much for me. It's super light, it's 3D printed. It's Baby Groot. Here's the scale size of it. Baby Groot was 3D printed. It's sanded, it's weathered, it's got like little plastic leaves sticking out of it. Look at the eyes. It's like he's alive. I am Groot. But if you are a long-term viewer of the channel, you may know that Mary is a super Mary is super huge into Groot, all things Groot. So along with all of the stuff that we have collected for comic book stuff, we have an awful lot of Groot stuff. So this was for her. One thing that I am looking forward to this weekend, since we have nothing else really going on, is actually kind of clearing the deck here. To the left of me right now is kind of like an armchair It's just a ton of stuff dumped there, and over there is a giant pile of prints and stuff and everything, and I want to be able to clear this stuff out, clear out some of the Star Wars stuff, put some of the better Star Wars stuff that we have on here and display, change things up a bit, and have a functional desk that we picked up almost 2 months ago, probably longer, and put that there so that we have extra workspace. But I'm looking forward to like a quiet weekend to be able to do that stuff. Not so much exciting for you, exciting for us. But anyway, on that note, enough droning, going to sleep. So thank you for all of your likes. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. We'll see you guys.
Do it!